new model of a fundamental process behind the movement of Earth's tectonic plates, University of Lisbon reports. The research team from University of Lisbon, Portugal, and Johannes Gutenberg University, Germany, developed for the first time an advanced numerical model of one of the main processes behind the movement of Earth's tectonic plates. The tectonic plates that form the Earth's surface are like puzzle pieces that are in constant, very slow motion. On average, they move only up to about 10 centimeters a year, but these puzzle pieces don't quite fit together. There are zones on the plate that end up plunging under another, the so-called subduction zones, central to the dynamics of the planet. This movement is slow, but it can lead to moments of great energy release, and over thousands of years, large mountain ranges or marine trenches are formed in those regions. How do these subduction zones originate, and how do they evolve over time? Geologists already knew that in these zones, on a time scale of thousands of years, this process can stagnate and reverse itself, giving rise to new subduction zones. But it was still necessary to know how this happens and to include in the models the various and enormous forces involved in the process. For the first time, it was possible to simulate in 3 dimensions one of the most common processes of formation of the new subduction zones, ensuring that all forces are dynamically and realistically modeled, including Earth's own gravity. Subduction zones are one of the main features of our planet and the main driver of plate tectonics and the global dynamics of the planet. Subduction zones are also the places where earthquakes of great magnitude occur, as is the case of the Pacific Ring of Fire, the largest system of subduction zones in the world. For this reason, it's extremely important to understand how new subduction zones start and how this process takes place, explains Jamie Almeida, the first author of the study, researcher at Instituto Dom Luís, a faculty of sciences at the University of Lisbon. Each of the simulations that led to these results took up to a week to process on a supercomputer at the Johannes Gutenberg University in Germany. But it could have taken weeks or even months to run on this supercomputer had it not been for the computational code recent development at the university, significantly more efficient than other available codes. It had already been theoretically proposed that new subduction zones were more likely to form from pre-existing ones, but models of this kind had never been carried out. In a way, it seems to be easier and more likely than anticipated, explains João Duarte, researcher at Instituto Dom Luís and co-author of the study. It's now published in Communication Earth's Environmental Journal. This model opens up a new range of perspectives and represents the starting point for studying specific regions on our planet. They said we are now applying these models to specific cases such as the subduction zones that are starting in the Atlantic Ocean, in the Caribbean, the Scotia Arc, next to Antarctica, and on the southwest Portuguese margin, and which could lead to the closing of the Atlantic Ocean. In 1755, Lisbon earthquake may have been the harbinger of the beginning of subduction on our margin, and there are marine geology data that support it, concludes João Duarte. This first was from University of Lisbon on phys.org. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.